Hello folks, today we're going to be talking about what type of investment is real estate. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where real estate fits into the broader world of investing and how you can use it to diversify your portfolio, generate income, and build long-term wealth. Have you ever wondered why so many investors consider real estate one of the safest bets out there? And I'm sure you've heard the quote that more millionaires are created in real estate than any other type of investment. So how does the investment of real estate fit into your investment strategy? Well, stay tuned as I do a deep dive into the world of real estate investing by first explaining why real estate is such a solid investment strategy. Next, I'm going to cover the major benefits of real estate investing, but also help you understand what pitfalls to watch out for. And finally, I'm going to talk about the current economic environment and what strategies you can implement to safeguard your investments. So if you're ready, let's jump in and go. There is no doubt that real estate investing is one of the best financial strategies out there. And why is that? Well, let me tell you a little story. I was listening to a podcast the other day by Dave Ramsey, and he had a guest on there, and he asked the guest, said, "Hey, what's your net worth?" And the gentleman thought for a second and said, $22 million. And obviously Dave Ramsey is taken a little bit back. He doesn't have that many guests that have that type of net worth on his podcast that often. And Dave Ramsey proceeded to say, "Okay, tell me how you created that type of wealth." And the gentleman said, "Listen, early on in my career, in my 20s, I realized school wasn't for me. University wasn't my thing. So I started getting involved in real estate. I started purchasing a few rental properties, and I kept adding to that year after year." And this gentleman was 55 at the time of the podcast. He had built that type of wealth over a 30-year period of time through real estate investing. So how is it that real estate can create this type of massive wealth? For one, you are buying a tangible asset, one that you can see, that you can be a part of, that you can actually exist inside of. And for the most part, real estate almost always appreciates. It is one of the best assets that appreciates every single year. Now, there are times obviously when it goes down or there are corrections, but if you look at real estate over time, it has a history of appreciating year after year. Very few investments have the track record that real estate has. So when I first got started in real estate, I had made a little bit of money flipping some real estate contracts, and I decided to purchase a couple of vacant lots in an area close to Yellowstone National Park, an area that I really loved. And because I was buying two of those lots, the gentleman gave me a discount on the price. And when I bought these lots, I bought them for $27,000 each, and they were a 1-acre lot, like I said, about 20 minutes out of Yellowstone. And within 5 years, I had sold one of those lots for $109,000. So it had almost gone up 4 times the price that I'd bought it for in 5 years. Now that isn't necessarily common, but it's something that absolutely can happen in real estate. One of the other cool things about real estate investing is, let's say you buy a property with the intention to rent it out. So when you get a property, you get a loan through the bank and you make payments to the bank every single month. And those payments that you're making, now you're making an interest payment, but you're also paying down a principal and a little bit of principal every single month. And eventually, the more years you make those payments, the more that's being paid towards principal. And whether it's a 15-year mortgage or a 30-year mortgage, that loan is being paid down on a regular basis. And if you have somebody else that is making your mortgage payment because you're renting out the piece of property, think about that for a second. Someone else is making your mortgage payment, and not only is that loan or that debt to the bank being reduced every single month, but you also have an asset that is appreciating on a regular basis. So let's play this out. Let's make it simple. Let's say that you had a mortgage for 15 years on a piece of real estate, and you rented that out every single month, and that rent payment covered your mortgage payment completely. After 15 years, you have an asset that you never made one payment on, assuming that it was rented 100% of the time. Now that might not be the case, and so maybe you've made a few payments on it, but the overarching majority of those payments have been made by somebody else, and after 15 years, you have an asset that you own that is free and clear. There's very few investments that can rival that at all. One other hidden benefit of real estate investing are the tax benefits. The cool thing about real estate is you can write off depreciation every single year and deduct that off of your taxable income. And one final benefit about real estate is its passive income, right? Most people, you, myself, when we work every single day, we get paid for that. That is active, right? That's active income. However, if you own a piece of property and you're receiving payments for that property in the form of rent, that is passive income that's coming in. And most people are trying to acquire assets that will give them that passive income that generates income no matter what they're doing, no matter where they're at. Now, one of the reasons real estate will never go away is, think about it for a second, everybody needs a place to live. Whether they're buying their own piece of property or whether they're renting a piece of property, people need to live, whether it's a home, a condo, an apartment building. People need a place to live, and real estate fits that needs for every single person out there. And the other cool thing about real estate, especially over the last couple of decades, it's shown to be pretty innovative. If you look at some of the things that have came out over the last 2 years, 20 years ago, you probably didn't hear much about short-term rentals or vacation rentals or Airbnb, but they've exploded in the last 20 years, or midterm rentals, or cohabitating or fractional ownership. These are things that have really gained popularity in the last couple of decades that shows that real estate is an investment strategy that also has innovation involved in it. So now that we understand and know that real estate is a fantastic investment strategy, what are some of the pitfalls that you need to look out for? Now, one thing that I've always said on my channel is I'm trying to be completely transparent. I've made some really good decisions in real estate, but I've also made some bad decisions. And hopefully by sharing both, it will help you avoid making bad decisions in real estate and make solid investments. Now, one potential pitfall of real estate is buying at the wrong time. Now, I know that's scary, and I know for a lot of people that's what's holding them back, especially right now in the economy, thinking if I were to buy right now, that could potentially be the wrong time and we could see a bubble burst or a pullback. And I saw the same thing happen. I was a pretty active investor in 2006, 2007, 2008, and I bought some properties that saw significant decrease in value right after I bought them. But you know what? I looked at it as a learning opportunity, not as some huge mistake that I made, because all of this led and helped me become the investor I am today by learning from some of the mistakes that I had made early on in my real estate investing career. Another potential pitfall when investing in real estate is purchasing properties that are not producing any income, like land. Now, I'm not opposed to buying land, I'm really not, but there's been some purchases I've made where I've bought land that I've been caught with my pants down, so to speak. It wasn't producing any income, but the payments required to go to the bank are needed every single month, and if there's no income coming in and things potentially change in your life, there's only so long that you can continue to make those payments on something that isn't producing any income. And I realize there are some people out there that are huge fans of flipping land. Now, if that's something that they understand and they're good at, I have no problem with that. But for me and my strategies, I just prefer to buy properties that are producing income. And one final potential pitfall when owning real estate is it actually can be a time suck if you have properties that you're renting out. There might be some tenants that are more challenging than others. And if you have a busy schedule and you're constantly being bombarded with questions or concerns by tenants, that can also take away time that you're putting into anything else that you're doing. So what type of investment is real estate? Well, I really believe that it's the type of investment that can help you reach your goals and financial dreams. There are very few things when it comes to an investment that can top real estate. So how does real estate play in today's current economic environment as an investment strategy? And what strategies could we look at today that maybe will safeguard us from anything that could potentially happen in a negative way? Well, here's a few strategies that I really like. One I'm a big fan of is wholesaling. Another way to say contract flipping. This is if you can go and you can find properties that are at a discount. I would imagine that over the next year, you are going to see properties that will be let go or sold for less than potentially what they're worth, right? There's people in situations that might need to get rid of these properties. And if you can get some of these properties under contract at a very low price, you can turn around and sell that or assign that contract to somebody else. I like that strategy because it's one that has very little risk in it. Another strategy that I'm a fan of is single family homes. That is the American dream, to own a single family home. And when you're purchasing a single family home and you're renting it out just as a normal rental or as a short-term rental or as a lease option or a slow flip, there's a lot of different strategies that can be encompassed with single family homes. So it makes it a very good investment strategy because there's so many sub-strategies that you can do with single family homes. And one interesting piece of data when it comes to single family homes, the current data just pulled says that we are about 4 million single family homes short of what is needed out there. And if that really is the case, that means that the value of single-family homes could potentially go up over the next few years. Now, there's other factors that could play into that, but I'm just giving you the data when it comes to supply and demand with single-family homes. And currently myself right now, I'm looking in the Midwest to find homes that are really inexpensive, but move-in ready, that I can either utilize with lease options, contract flipping, or slow flipping. And so those are some of the strategies that I'm using right now, but I would be interested in what strategies you're doing with real estate as an investment currently in this economic market that we're in. And as always, just for stopping by and watching this video, I have a free gift for you. It's aaronsfreetraining.com. Just click on that link below and you'll get my short-term rental calculator. It's 100% free, no obligation. You go ahead and you put in all the input of the home that you're interested in buying, and it spits out to you whether it's a good deal or not. Once again, thanks for stopping by. Have an amazing day.